Good evening, everyone.
Good
This is
evening.
Veer Maheshwar Charitable Trust Latur MS India organizing daily international webinar series. This series is running from last 5 years, and every day we are inviting the speakers from India and abroad. All speakers are delivering their speech as per the topic of their interest, which covers education, technical, health, environmental. All these topics are covered. Today, we welcome our today's speaker, Faten Yassine ma'am, who is certified professional trainer from University at Lebanon, who is university instructor, and she will speak on the topic AI in today's education. We all are mostly here teachers, and this topic is most related to us. Today's speaker is an English and sociology instructor at Lebanese International University with over 2 years of experience. She is specialized in fostering critical thinking, enhancing communication skills, and integrating media and information literacy into the curriculum. Her teaching approach emphasizes ethical engagement with the digital world, equipping students to navigate media narratives and misinformation while promoting the digital resilience. And she is focusing on preparing the students for the challenges of the fast evolving digital world. And we are thankful to her with her busy schedule. She accepted our invitation and joined here as a speaker. I welcome you, ma'am, from my organization and all the participants, those are joined here and joining here. I request you, you can deliver your topic AI in today's education. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bektar, and I'm so honored to be with you today here. Thank you all for attending, and thank you for giving me the chance to talk about a topic that I have been curious about lately. Let me share my screen first, please. So, can you see my screen? Wait, just some. Wait, I need to. Okay, now. What should I do now? Because can you? Okay, great. So can you see my PowerPoint now? Okay, great. Thank you. So this topic is about AI in education. And as I heard, Dr. Bektar has mentioned that most of us here are teachers. And because I'm a teacher since 13 years and I needed to actually update my way of teaching or learn something new in order to follow up with my students, especially in today's educational systems where students are now from generations like Generation Z and sometimes Generations Alpha. So we need to follow up with their needs in order to know how everything is changing. And because AI has been skyrocketing nowadays, and this field is developing very, very fast. So we need to follow up. And each day, actually, a new platform pops up and a new tool also is introduced. Even the tools that we know, I guess they are developing day after day. So my question for you, I will be presenting this question. Let me check. How can I present? And you can just by scanning this code, wait, the QR code, you can answer the question. You can scan this code here or join at slido.com using this code. Choose the way you want. The question is, how confident do you feel from integrating AI into your teaching? you can rate it. You need to check how confident instructors and teachers are when it comes to integrating AI, because this lecture now is going to delve into some ways on how to integrate AI in our teaching in order to facilitate it, to use AI in a way that can facilitate our teaching process. However, not everyone is encouraged or confident about using AI, because some people picture AI as a threat and not actually as something that we can benefit from if we use it ethically and responsibly. I'm not sure if you can open it because we have no answers right now so far. When you vote,
Ma'am,
the answers.
it's very
What?
interesting to have AI in our teaching and education tool. One of the very important tool, and now we can reach more better way. That is what I feel personally. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Could you please vote or answer by scanning this code using your mobile phones? You answer the question from your mobile phones and it appears here on the screen. This is, by the way, an interactive tool, an AI tool that I used here. It's slidedoo.com. You integrate it into your PowerPoint presentations, so it can help you also create interactive lessons and interactive polls. Okay, where are the scores? No one is answering. So I can read now your comments. Someone is saying AI in classroom, AI help in all works. Of course, AI helps us in every single detail of our life. But because we are teachers, we need to improve our ways of teaching in order to know how to use it efficiently. Now, because this is not working, I don't think you have access to this code. I'm going to skip this, but you can feel free to write your answers. Yes, sir, I know we have 100%. Let me check. 5, which means 100% confident. Some people are 100% confident that AI should be integrated in our classroom. And this is an exciting result. If you have any other opinions, you can share them in the chat box. I can read them instantly. Okay, so according to a study that has been done on May 2024, last year, by the Walton Family Foundation and was published on a journal article, the Impact Journal article, they have done this study, and according to it, they found out that 69% of teachers who were included in that study were confident that they can use AI effectively in classroom. Others, also the students until grade 12, they have been 76% confident, whereas those who were not confident were only 21%. Concerning university students, 69 also percent of university students were confident that AI can be integrated in the classroom and can help them in the teaching process. So no doubt this percentage should have increased since last year, because as I mentioned, this study was conducted last year, so it could have been increased by the time. Now, as a small introduction to our lecture today, we're going to first define AI. Who can write in chatbot or in the chat box, or feel free to speak and tell me what comes to your mind when you first hear of AI, artificial intelligence. What do you think of when you hear the word artificial intelligence? You can write your answers in the chat box, or you can speak. You can unmute your microphone and speak if you want to. Can you hear me? So someone is saying by using AI tools, we make our students interactive. Of course, yes, definitely. AI tools can help us interact with our students. And today we're going to look at some interesting interactive tools that will help teachers in their classrooms. Digital involvement, very good. And which has to do with digital literacy. Because nowadays, it's not only teaching doesn't only have to do with teaching students how to read and write and giving them information. Digital literacy is very important because students should know how to use not only computers, but know how to interact with the AI tools. And this is important for teachers as well. Teachers should improve their digital literacy, specifically when it comes to AI. Now, if we want to go to the scientific definition of AI and its core concepts, AI actually is the simulation of a human intelligence, which means that computers are not only computers as we used to know them in the past, they are now intelligent machines which are programmed to think and act like human beings. We're going to go into details next. Okay, so when we say AI, it means that it's the simulation or imitation of human intelligence. Who imitates it? Of course, the machine will imitate us. We have three core concepts when it comes to AI. If you look at this image, AI, artificial intelligence, is the big umbrella. Okay, now this big umbrella has more than one subtopic. The most important core subtopic is called machine learning. Machine learning is a subset of AI. Yani, AI is the biggest umbrella. Let's consider that AI is a major in a university. Machine learning is the core concept of this AI, which means what? It means enabling the systems or computers to learn and at the same time improve. This has to do with the programming. Now, another specific field in machine learning is called deep learning. Deep learning when it helps this machine not only to do the tasks, but also to think deeply and solve complex problems. Now, so this is the first core thing, artificial intelligence. One subset or subset of AI is machine learning. What other groups of thinking or scientific fields that emerge from artificial intelligence? We have three. One of them is the natural language processing, which is called NLP. This enables the machines to understand, interpret, and as well as to speak, generate speech and text. And this is what we find with ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude AI, Perplexity, all of these chatbots, the chatbots that speak or that text us, talk back to us, are called or are under the field of natural language processing. Then we have another field which is called the computer vision. The computer vision, it allows the machine to see, not only to speak, maybe to see, okay, and to identify. And this reminds us of the cars, the smart cars that can detect objects on their ways, can differentiate a vase from, for example, from another moving object. This is all has to do with the computer vision. And then we move on to the most recent one, which is the robotics. And in robotics, it means to designing and creating AI in a body. Yani as if we're putting the AI as a robot in order to perform the tasks. So these are the key fields of artificial intelligence. When we talk about artificial intelligence doesn't only mean ChatGPT or Gemini. Doesn't only mean creating interesting pictures for New Year or for Christmas using AI. It doesn't only have to do with these things. It has these fields. So when talking about the chatbots, it means that we are talking about natural language processing, which is the NLP. So I have tried my best to simplify the definition of artificial intelligence, which is the biggest umbrella. It's a great field, and all of these are called the subtopics of artificial intelligence. Now, I want you to write me down in the chat box if you know the history of AI. When did AI start, and when did you first hear of the word AI? Could you please share your answers in the chat box? Write in the comments down. When did you hear of artificial intelligence? So someone has written 1956. This is the, okay. Yes. Who else could share a year? It doesn't need to be correct. Okay, 1950 to 1965. On social media, the word AI was coined. Yes, but AI actually came to the fore, and when did people started to use AI or started to learn more about AI? Excellent answer. Yes, however, I got to know about in 2024. All the answers are correct. We're going to talk about the history of AI, but definitely after the spread of coronavirus pandemic, when people were obliged to use online platforms in order to communicate, to meet, to study online, to learn online, from that moment onwards, people started to know and learn more about AI. However, AI is not a very new thing. It's not a new thing, although it's now developing very quickly. But if you look at this timeline of AI development, and as you mentioned, yes, AI started in the 1950s with the Turing test. We have someone called Alan Turing. He started to ask whether machines can think the way like a human being. Can we call it a positive side to look at the distraught side of man? Yes, it could be, although it has actually killed a lot of people worldwide. But from that moment, when people were obliged to stay at home and connect using social media or learn or continue working using these platforms, we were prone, or we were presented to a different AI tool. Maybe we were obliged, or necessity was the thing that has led us to use and discover more and more. So historically, in the 1950s, as I said, the Turing test by Alan Turing, when he asked the question whether machines can think like humans. However, in the 1956, the term AI was coined, as you mentioned. Someone has mentioned this date exactly. So it has been introduced in the 1956. Then it moved on. We're not going to go into details of every year, but this period has been called the AI winter, when the AI has slowly been progressing. There was a slow progression here until the 20s, 2000 and onward. Then AI started to beat us in chess. We have, for example, the vacuum, the robot, until 2021, this timeline, and this is the rocket. And now every day something new is taking place, a new tool is actually, tools are competing. You find out that each tool is now updating its software and version to compete with other tools. And as humans, we need to be always up to date and look the new updates. So this is basically or briefly about the history of AI. كمان you need to know something that when Netflix, for example, suggests movies for you, this has to do with algorithms and AI. Siri on your iPhones has to do with AI. When the Face ID on your mobile phone has to do with AI. So everything around us is AI, because some people think that AI is only ChatGPT. No, all of these things have to do with AI. Now, my question for you as teachers, you can write also the answers in chat, but could you please share some challenges that you find in your classrooms, or what challenges teachers face in their classrooms when it comes to using AI, or the benefits? Let's see both sides, the challenges and the benefits of AI. If you can, feel free to unmute your microphone and share your experience with us, because we are all teachers and we need to learn from each other. Hello. Hi.
Yes, ma'am. Hello. Ma'am,
Hi.
I think the benefits are very, they are more than the, what we can say, challenges, because the understanding has become more, clear to the students. Because when they're reading from the text or getting some knowledge from the classroom was a little imaginative. But here we can go with, some kind of a presentations like animation and so many things. When I learned my medical profession, it was very difficult to assume, which muscles starts from, means originate from where and where it insert. We had to imagine a lot. Okay, and when we were dissecting, then we could know some part of it. But when we started with the AI and the animations, it has become so easy. And the biggest challenge is, the technical difficulties. Sometimes AI doesn't work, or the internet complications are there, unstable internet, and these are very common technical problems which may arise. I remember one of my presentation at vice chancellors, in front of number of vice chancellors, and all of a sudden the computer, that laptop which was there on the presentation site was not working. So I had to go with my verbal capability, and I have to present myself. So these are the technical issues, they may arise. Or you may find, some AI we are using it may get corrupted, or it may get, sometimes there are possibilities of, some kind of a interference of viruses or something like that. So these are the challenges. Thank you.
Most welcome. Yes, you're definitely right. AI increased our creativity. It doesn't. Look, I need to say something. As teachers, we need to work with AI as our assistant. We shouldn't rely on AI, whether we are teachers or students, but because we are teachers here, and it helps us a key for sure in the process of differentiation, because using visual art and using animation and games in the classroom with the students using AI tools will help most of the students to retain the information and not only getting the information, because as you know, we have multiple intelligences, Gardner's multiple intelligence, and we have more than one type of student. So AI can help us reach different students. I will be, but just looking at some of the challenges that our colleagues have written in the chat box. Excuse me if I'm not pronouncing the name correctly. The challenge, more than I will call it disadvantage, is that these days the students use AI for almost everything. Definitely true. Yes, making them dependent on it, marrying their creativity and originality of ideas. Very good. This is a very important thing and the challenge that we can actually try to solve, but we cannot guarantee solving it 100%, because in traditional learning, we used to follow the Bloom's taxonomy. In the Bloom's taxonomy, we give them the information, and by the end of the lesson, we ask them to synthesize and to create. However, using AI, the Bloom's taxonomy is being inverted if you look at it from the synthesis. So we start with the synthesis. Students are able to synthesize to create the text or the essay or the paragraph directly on ChatGPT and without actually understanding it. So here comes the role of the instructor or the teacher. I believe this is from my personal opinion, because sometimes students can humanize text and you cannot detect if it's AI written or not, although each one of us is aware of the level of his students and his knowledge, their knowledge. I believe that integrating presentations in the classroom, we can, for example, ask them to use ChatGPT in order to create an output, but at the same time, they have, and this is what I usually do with my students, they have to come to class and explain how did they come up with this output, what did they learn while creating this output, and they present the information to the students, because they need also to double check the sources, because ChatGPT doesn't always give us reliable sources. So in this case, we are actually asking them not to use ChatGPT only, but to question what ChatGPT or other platforms is giving them. So now we need to teach them how to question AI, and not only to use AI, or actually to let them to say, no, don't use AI. We cannot say no nowadays to such a generation. We can say, yes, you can use AI, but you have to use it responsibly. And the questioning AI means you are using it ethically and responsibly. Someone says AI tools made teaching learning very easy. Definitely, I agree. Students take study notes using AI before exam. They are not interested to listen to classes. This also has to do, and I agree to an extent, but it depends on the type of student. Some students, as I mentioned, are visual learners. If the instructor is not integrating certain tools in the classroom, and he's always speaking in the classroom, and they are receiving information, specifically because our students today are addicted to social media, and they are scrolling all the day on TikTok and Instagram and social media. So this scrolling let them feel like they need to scroll down the instructor or the teacher in the classroom. That's why we need to modify in order to modify our ways of teaching in order to attract them to concentrate in the classroom. Yes, students are relying only on it. Unfortunately, yes, students are relying, but our role as instructors and teachers is to let them become aware of the negative sides of AI. Tell them, ask them sometimes. We can give them prompts and ask them to use AI in order to answer the prompt. But of course, they need to double check everything in the content. They need to double check the structure, because they should create or give a correct output. And we're going to talk about the correct output next. So in brief, if we need to move to the benefits of AI, it can give you or offer you a personalized learning experience which meets the student's needs. Each instructor or teacher knows her or his student and can tailor the lessons and create the lessons that meet their needs, which definitely will enhance and improve teaching and the learning process, specifically when it comes to free you up from your focus only on instruction, so your class can be changed into an interesting place. This is concerning the benefits. We can also say that it helps you in your administrative tasks. We all have Excel sheets and things to prepare, lesson plans, annual reports. All of these things are very tiring to instructors. So instructors can solve these problems easily with the help of AI. But at the same time, they can be more creative using AI tools or other tools to enhance their instructions in the classroom. So if the administrative tasks are not hectic anymore because of the help of AI, why can't we be more creative and improve our creativity while using the AI in our classroom. Now, let's go to the practical side of AI. I hope I could shed the light on some of the apps that will help you really facilitate your teaching process. Whether you are English teachers or any other language or even math or chemistry teachers, you get benefit from these applications that we're going to talk about. Now, concerning the NLP, the natural language processing platforms, when we talked about chatbots, of course, we have ChatGPT, Gemini. You know, now Gemini is highly efficient, Copilot, DeepSeek, Claude, and many others, Manus AI, that I have, Perplexity. All of these are chatbots. You are free to select the chatbot you want based on the things that you need. For example, when it comes to creating pictures, I choose Gemini over ChatGPT. So it depends on the tool or your objective. You can choose the tool you want. And while trying several tools, you can choose the one that suits your needs and you find it more feasible to your objectives. Now, whether it was ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, or any topic of these, there is something called prompt engineering. When it comes to prompt engineering, it means the way you speak to this chatbot. If you speak correctly, you will definitely get the correct answer and the correct output. Because as we know, chatbots make mistakes. And if they don't understand your input, they will not give you the output that you desire or that meets your objectives. So there is an acronym which says GIGO. GIGO means garbage in, garbage out. So if you give the chatbot an incorrect prompt, it will not give you the correct output, which means garbage in, garbage out. So let's talk first about prompt engineering, or how can we talk to ChatGPT. I chose ChatGPT because it's the mostly used, but you can apply this to any of the chatbots. Do you know anything about prompt engineering and how to talk, or you just only open ChatGPT, you say, hi, prepare a lesson on public speaking? Do you do this, or you have another strategy for talking with ChatGPT? Okay, I will let you know. If we go to ChatGPT, and this is my ChatGPT, okay? So if I write here, what is public speaking? If I want to prepare a lesson for my students on public speaking, look what does it give. It gives me an answer about it. Public speaking is the act of delivering structured messages to an audience live and real time with the goal of informing, persuading, etc. So in this case, ChatGPT doesn't know anything about my classroom. It doesn't know anything about me and what do I really want. This is a very general prompt, which definitely is not going to give me the thing I want. That's why there's something called the prompt engineering. In this case, you need to tailor your question based on the classroom. When it comes to prompt engineering, there are 4 things that you need, or 5, that you need to always put in your mind before you speak to him. First, you have to create a persona. What does this mean? You have to tell ChatGPT to imagine himself, you, or to put himself in your shoes. For example, if you are an English teacher, this is how you should start your prompt. You say, you are an English language high school teacher. Here, I also put the type of teacher. Is he a university teacher, a KG teacher, elementary school teacher? What type of teacher am I? So I give him the persona, create a persona. You can ask him to act. You can start your prompt by saying, act as an English language high school teacher. What does this teacher need? Who needs an explanation for public speaking for your student? You're asking ChatGPT to put himself in your shoes. This is how I'm going to, let me write it here, for example. Okay, I will tell him, act as an English or a university, because I teach at university, English language teacher. Okay, so in this case, I'm creating a persona who needs to prepare a lesson, an exam, whatever. So here in this case, you continue the prompt by giving him the shots, the few shots, or the examples, the things that you want. When you give him also examples on the things you want, the answer will be more precise and it will be correct. So this is the first thing. So whenever you want to use ChatGPT prompting, you have to tell him to act as a graphic designer, act as a school principal. It depends on the person you are. Then you need to provide context. Context means about the students. For example, are they studying English as a foreign language? Are they studying another language, French, for example? Who are their English, or is their English level advanced or basic? Because here the lesson will differ if their level is basic or if it's advanced. Okay, look at this example. Our high school is competing for a national public speaking championship. Here we put the context. Okay, for example, if you want to explain something, let's say about the winter, okay, the winter vacation, or there is something related to winter, or in India, it's the summer season, or it's Mother's Day. So you can compile or you can tailor your lesson based on the context they are living in nowadays. Or for example, prepare an English language lesson about narrative essay, okay, in the context of this vacation or holiday. So they can, for example, write about their vacation. In this case, the context is related to our students. That's how we tailor our prompt or lesson based on our student needs. Okay, then you need to mention if ChatGPT or this chatbot should require any source, or if you want to provide him a document. Sometimes we provide them the document, a part of the text, you upload it as a PDF or Word document, and then you have to let him base the exam or the exercise or anything you want on this document. So it should be based on this, okay, if it's applicable or present, okay, and then you ask him about a specific output if you want. So when you finish, you have to ask, for example, in the same prompt, prepare a Word document or a PowerPoint. Although ChatGPT is still basic in PowerPoint presentations, I'm going to show you a tool, an easy tool for PowerPoint presentation today. But ChatGPT can give you the outline for the presentation. I will tell you where to put the outline and how to generate a PowerPoint presentation with only one click. But this is not everything. When you write the prompt and you give him the prompt, you shouldn't copy and paste it directly. You have to look at it. You need to verify that everything is logical. Sometimes ChatGPT makes mistakes and writes two contradictory sentences in the same paragraph. So it's now your role to check whether your assistant is doing the job correctly. So you check it, you revise it, you verify everything is correct. And if you're not satisfied, you can still ask ChatGPT to change. This is how we can get the correct output easily and without wasting time talking and making some conflicts and the problems with ChatGPT. Why can't you understand me right now? ChatGPT can understand you, but you're not actually talking to him correctly. That's why it's not giving you the output you want. Now, prompt engineering actually is a wide field also. There are several types of prompts that you can use and write. To make it easier for people who aren't very, maybe let's say, who cannot write a prompt, there is something command which is found in ChatGPT, and it's very easy. And it's very helpful. Look at here on my ChatGPT. This is called the prompt engineer. Okay. You can find it from GPTs. If you can't find it in your ChatGPT, you just go to GPTs and search for prompt engineer. It appears here. You click on it. This is the prompt engineer. Now, this prompt engineer, it helps you write the prompt. Okay. For example, I say I want a lesson for my students on the simple present, let's say, if I'm an English teacher, okay? This is not a correct prompt, but I'm asking ChatGPT to help me write the prompt. So I asked him. Now here, he's giving you the prompt, and then he asks you if you want to tailor this group for a specific context. You just type them. You give him the information. I'm an English teacher for grade 5, let's say. You give him the detail. My students are weak in English, They have problems with the tenses. I need the text and every single information to be about the summer season, because we are in the summer. This is the context. So when you give him all the details, you only, after that, it gives you the prompt. So you copy paste the prompt. Look at the prompt. Create a full English lesson on the simple present tense for students at A1 to A2 beginner level. This is the context. The lesson should include, look at the bullet points. This is what you need to give him. A brief and a clear explanation, examples with common verbs, a short reading, 2 to 3 exercises. And for the exercises, you can give the details on the exercises, a quiz. And the tone should be friendly and easy to understand. What should I do? Here on command, I can also ask him to modify the prompt if I need to add or delete something. I only copy it. As you can see, I copied it. And I go to a new chat with the ChatGPT. This is the new chat here. I paste it. I paste the prompt that I got from prompt engineering, and I send it to him. Okay, so this is the prompt. Now it gives me the full lesson plan, answering all of these questions direct. So this is the lesson goal, the explanation, the hook, the negatives, the questions, the examples in a table, the reading. This is the reading. Then we ask him for a practice. This is the practice. Okay. So these all have to do with lesson planning, quizzes, and exercises that will facilitate your life as a teacher. For any single subject or any lesson, you can use the same way. You can go to prompt engineering if you need help in the engineering. Okay, so this is concerning prompt engineering and the prompt accuracy. Now, there's something also important here, because you know that ChatGPT always claps for everyone. And whenever you pose any question, it says, oh my God, that's a very nice question, interesting question. And sometimes we feel weird and it's not interesting at all. Why did ChatGPT say that it's interesting? So in order to get rid of this problem, you can go to the settings in ChatGPT and to the personalization, and you just paste this sentence there. Look at it here. You can find it here in the settings, personalization. Okay. In the custom instruction, I asked him, I want to give me answers from reliable sources and to include links and sources of information. So I asked him to do this. I ask him to be less warm, less enthusiastic, okay, to use emojis less. So you can also choose the style and tone you want ChatGPT to be. I always choose the professional tone. This also will reduce exuberance and enthusiasm, and ChatGPT will be more professional when it comes to giving you prompts and lessons. So this is also important. Okay. Now, there is also something that you can use ChatGPT in order to organize your work. Look at this. If you can see here my projects, I teach a course called sociology. So I here put a sociology project. In this sociology project, everything from the beginning of the year until the end of the year, from day one until the end, all the chat is organized in this folder. So whenever I want to ask something or to create something about the course, I don't need to always introduce the course to him, because I have put it in a new project. You just click on new project here. Okay, and this is the project. You write its title and everything you want to talk about concerning this course. You just click on it when it's created like this. For example, sociology. I click here, and here there's everything with the dates, everything. It's organized here. Look at my assistant, it's very organized. Everything that I have talked about with ChatGPT on the topic of sociology for my course, everything is being saved here. So if I ask any question, it will base its information and references on these things, and it can follow up with me even next year. So this is important. You can use it in order to organize your work and every course or every material in a separate folder. It will be very good this way. So this is also when I mentioned prompt accuracy. Do you have any questions so far? Because I'm going now to talk about interactive quizzes and how can you create them using ChatGPT. Okay. So you can take a screenshot if you want for this prompt. Okay. In this case, we're going to create a very interesting quiz using ChatGPT. We copy this. I go to ChatGPT and I will open a new chat. I paste it. Okay. Now, of course.
उंगली ऐसे टेढ़ी कर देखे तो उसके एकदम ऐसे हो गई थी मत करो मत करो मेडिटेशन हो रही है अरे उंगली ड्राइवर से सब नोम को रखे थी बढ़िया उसके बच्चे हैं कि वो ऐसे
Okay. So here, this is the prompt. Create an HTML quiz about, and I will put, for example, about the present tense because we were talking about it. I don't know why I chose this, but you can put the topic you want. Okay? About the present tense you give him the instructions you want. Fill in the blanks, multiple choices, true or false. Use custom style checkboxes for answers and include a submit button that calculates and displays the user. This is helpful, very helpful. I usually use it by the end of my lesson so students can test their understanding. So this is the prompt. Now it's creating a code. It's fine. I know nothing about coding and there's nothing terrifying here. We just wait until the code is done. This has to do with Python, I guess. I'm not familiar very well with Python, but so it's creating the code. I will tell you why it's called HTML because it's very interactive. So we have to wait until it finishes. Okay. So the code, we have nothing to do with the code as teachers, unless we are computer science teachers. I envy them. As an English teacher, I only copy the code when it's done. So let's, yalla, it's taking a few moments. It's going to finish. Just very long code because I asked for 10 questions, I guess. Okay, so this is the code. So I gave him the prompt. It gives me the code. I only copy. This is what I need to do. I copy the code. It's copied. Where should I go? This is important. I open the notepad. All of us on our laptops, we have the notepad. Okay, this is the notepad. Excuse me, this is something, and it should be empty like this. Okay, you paste it. So the code I took from ChatGPT, I only paste it here. What do I need to do? I need to save. File. I will save it on the desktop. Okay, save as. I will name it as quiz. Now here you name it whatever name you want. Okay, no, the name you want. But after you finish the name, you should add this, and this what makes the difference. .html. I will name it quiz 1. So in case I have something similar on my desktop. Okay, .html. I save. I go now to my desktop. This is the quiz. Quiz 1. I open it. Look what happened. This is the quiz. This is the present tense quiz. So the students only click. I will click them randomly. Click the answers. You can only, this is the answer. I don't know. And they submit. Okay. So after submitting, score is 2/10. You missed the question 1, 2, 3, and etc. And these were something related to the revision. So this is, you can use this way in any course you are teaching, in any topic. You can help them just using this. Is there any questions so far? So you can screenshot this. This is the first step for the prompt. And this is step 2, which is to create a file and how to copy it and paste it in order to run this exam. So you don't need to know anything about programming, just the correct prompt will give you the correct output. Now, not only ChatGPT can be used to creating tests, as I mentioned, and material, you can use it in lesson preparation. By the way, you can also use it in class for such a quiz that we have created, for discussion, and for also assessment and test. You can also create the exams using ChatGPT with the help of ChatGPT, so as not to rely 100% on ChatGPT. Now, after ChatGPT, I will go now to some of the tools that also can be nice and can help you in your preparation, whether preparing tests or preparing exams for your students. But you can choose the platform, as I mentioned, that you want, the platform that you want. If you go, I already opened this and signed in order to save time. Can you see my screen? I don't know what.
Yes.
Okay, this one, I don't know what to click, but okay. This tool is called magicschool.ai for teachers. It's magicschool.ai. If you open it, you will find a plenty of things that it can do. First of all, this has Rena. Rena is a chatbot that you can also talk to. It has text writer, worksheet generator, presentation generator. So the things that you can also use ChatGPT to do, you can use it here. Lesson planning, the academic content, text proofreading. There's something very nice, which is the YouTube video questions. You give, when you click on it, you only paste the video, the YouTube video link, and it will create questions and a worksheet on that video. So students can watch the video and you have prepared the text. Okay, so there are a lot of services here that will help you write a professional email and a lot of things. We're going to try one of them. Let's say the multiple choice quiz. And there's something very interesting about it. I will show it to you. Here, let's say the grade level. Here you choose the grade level. It's the 7th grade, let's say. Number of questions, I want 15 questions. The assessment, you write, for example, grammar, tenses. I will write it in brief, but you can write it in full sentences. It's better. Okay. Now here, if you have any standards, any curriculum that you need Magic School to align to, like the curriculum of your school, you write it here. You give the description of the curriculum. Okay. So come in here. You can also add file in order to let the exam be based on this file that you have attached and not from his imagination. And you generate. Okay. Now it's generating. Okay, this is a worksheet or multiple choice questions. And the answer key, of course. So now you can save it, you can print it, but there is something about it that it needs the plus, and you need to upgrade it, okay? And this, you can directly change it into a Google sheet, a Google document, not Google document, a Google quiz. With a click here, you can export it to Microsoft Word or to Google document. Other than the multiple choice, you can choose the worksheet generator, the report card comments. It will help you write comments on the report cards or write them on feedback on the writing based on the on a rubric. It also has to do with image generator, the lesson planning. All of these are found in one platform, which is the Magic School AI. Look at the tools that you can use. Some of them are free, others require the subscription, but it has a lot of the SAT math practice. If you are a math teacher, the SAT math practice is here. The 3-dimension science for the science teachers. It's not only for English teachers, of course. SAT, ELA practice test. So a lot of tools in one platform. It's very helpful for students. Now also, we have another one which is now very nice and very important for students and for teachers, but I'm going to show it to you, which is the notebook lm.google. This platform makes it very interesting. Akid, you need to, of course, you need to sign in using your Gmail. Okay, let me create a new, you click on create a new notebook, untitled notebook. This is a notebook. Okay, it opens like that. Okay, let me, for example, add source. I need to add source. Upload file. Let me check what do I have on my desktop to upload anything which is From zombie to hero. This is an essay that my students have prepared in class. Let me choose social media essay. Okay. social interactions and everyday life. This is a sociology lesson about social interactions, okay? So I selected this source. Here you can upload the book, your course book, your material, anything, any article, if you are researchers, anything that you want to upload, okay? First of all, this provided material exam. What did it do? It summarizes this. You can ask questions about it. For example, this question. Now, the benefit of this notebook is that it only gives you the answers that are found in the resources that you have sent or the book that you have sent. So it doesn't create imaginary answers or answers from its own. It only bases its answers on the material that you have uploaded. And this will help students learn, teachers prepare everything which is directly related to the textbook. So because I have read this PDF, I know that these are correct, okay? So this is what they did do. Now, something very interesting also, in the same chat, you can ask this notebook LM to create a video overview of the text. Let me check. Inshallah, I hope the internet connection helps us. Can you still see? Because I clicked on don't allow. Can you see me or not? Okay, great. So it might take a while, but the very surprising thing is that it creates a podcast of two people maybe, or one person who's speaking, who's explaining the lesson for you or for the student. But it takes a moment. I will try something else so it can, we will wait. Not only this, it also can create infographics. So look at this text. Some people are visual and they don't like to read a lot of text. I only ask it to create an infographic. So it generates an infographic or like a table or a picture or any visual aid material that help me understand and keep this information in my mind. It's taking a while because of the internet connection. Hopefully it finishes in a while. So in the meantime, I will move to another application if you would like to, so we can give it time to generate them. What do you think? Okay, so I will continue with another tool and we'll come back later, okay? Another tool which is also for teacher very beneficial, it's the Gamma app or Gamma, did they say? The Gamma app. Look how much did I use it, because it's very, very useful. Okay. Let's say we need to create, you need to suffer, of course you need to sign in using your Gmail to create an account, and then it opens like that. Let's say we need to create a new AI. We can create a new PowerPoint using AI, or we can import a PowerPoint that we already have here and we need to enhance it. We can use an old PowerPoint that we have and we can enhance it. Okay. And here we create the AI. Here, when you sign in, you will have a number of credits. This is a trick and a gift for you. When you sign in, you will only have 200 credits. But when you click on it and you refer to a friend and you copy the link and you give it to a friend, any friend who signs in using your link this will grant you more credits. That's why I have 1960 credits, because I shared it with my students and taught them how to use it. So I got more credits. So you can use this. Why credits are important? Because later on, when you create your PowerPoint and you need to edit certain things, you might lose a few points for editing and modifying. So in this case, you'd have enough credits to modify your AI, your PowerPoint. Sorry. So if we click on Create AI, you have 4 options. Okay. The first option is to generate it. Just you give him the topic and it generates it. To paste in text. Here, you could have prepared the information you want. You gathered the information you want. You gathered the everything. And you only need Gamma to create the PowerPoint. So what you need to do is to paste the text that you have prepared. Or someone might have prepared the content on ChatGPT and wants this outline from ChatGPT, because I told you earlier that ChatGPT can only give you the outline, but doesn't generate a very attractive PowerPoint. So you can take the outline from ChatGPT or any other tool and you paste it here if you click on paste. Or you can import a file or URL. You can give him a PDF or a Word document and you can paste it here or import it here. Now we will try the simplest one. You can try others on your own. Generate. So with Gamma app, I click on generate. Now, describe what you'd like me to make. Create a PowerPoint. You give him the prompt. Presentation on the digestive system for science students, for science teachers. This is a very general, without specific details, but it's a very general prompt. Here, the number of cards, because it's a free account, you only can have 10 PowerPoint slides as a maximum, not more than 10. Okay, so the classic is the size of the PowerPoint slide. Not this size, whether it has embedded text or not. The size, here the default size, and the language. Of course, you choose the language you want, and it supports a lot of languages. And you click on OK. Here I have chosen presentation because it creates also web pages and documents, but we need the presentation. You generate the outline. So this is the outline. The information is from Gamma. I didn't give Gamma any information. It already created the information. So it's fine because I don't have a ready outline. So this is the outline. These are the 10 slides. You go to click on generate. Ta-da, and the magic happens. Look. The connection is somehow bad, but let us. This is the PowerPoint. It's being created. Of course, with pictures. No need to Google the pictures and start looking for pictures. Look at the stages. See, everything is done with one click. Okay, so this is my presentation is ready. Of course, you can click here and here to edit the pictures, to make them more realistic, to change the font, to change the colors, to create your own theme. I have created a theme for each university I teach in, so it has the logo and the colors of the logo, so it depends. After you finish and you edit each card or the everything, if we had enough time, we could have delved into details of each of the applications. Because of time limitation, I'm just giving you the applications. If you know them, it's fine. And if they are new, you can show them to someone else. Thank you, dear. If we had more time, I could have explained them more in details and gave you more tricks. So here you can go to share and just export, and you choose the format. Of course, it's PowerPoint. You wait for a little bit, and then it will be downloaded on your desktop. So this is the Gamma. So I believe that I'm paving the way. I'm putting you on the first step. You can discover them on your own. You can discover everything related to these apps, and we can later on also organize another workshop which could be more detailed, because honestly speaking, each one of these applications needs one workshop alone in order to discover everything in it. So we can organize something in the future. You're most welcome, dear. You're most welcome. So let's check what happened here. Let's see what happened. I got back to Notebook LM to see what happened. So this is the visual. Look at the visual. This is the visual of the PDF that I have uploaded earlier. It changed it into all the information in one poster. See? All the lesson in one poster. So this is the poster it created from my PDF, from one PDF. So if a visual learner wants to see in order to understand, it will help them exactly reach his goal. Now the video takes a while. We can also prepare an audio overview, a data table or data table. It can be also changed into flashcards. Let me check if flashcards is easier. So the internet is not helping me, but there are still a lot of tools that we can talk about. Look how many tools I have prepared for you, but because of the time, I will show you. We have this tool, which is also for quizzes, Canva. We can also have Bilo.ai, which is a free image generator. Although we have Gemini nowadays, it's just top one. Bilo.ai. We didn't talk about Gemini, by the way. We can also talk about Gemini later. We have this Sand.ai. It makes videos, AI-powered video maker. We have this platform or AI tool which changes text to speech. You give the text and it will generate an audio if you want to let your student listen, for example, to something. So it changes the text into audio. You only download the voice note of this text. We have the TransOver. This is an extension that you can download it. It's called the TransOver. So when you download it to your browser, when you click on any word which is not in your language, it will directly translate it. So it translates everything. You customize it on your browser. This is also the AI tool. We talked about Magic School today. There's also Ghibli, which is also a lesson generator. It has quizzes which are gamified. It helps you prepare lessons, etc. We also have the Motion AI tool, which also help you create videos effortlessly. There is also eduaid.ai. It's a resource generator. The Hume AI. All of these are AI tools that we can explain them later, the gamified learning, etc. There is also something that I need to point out today, DFIT. I prepared this for you also. Let me check here what happened. Okay, this is the flashcard. Let's check the flashcard. Okay, it finished the flashcard. 43 flashcards. So 43 flashcards on this text that I have uploaded. The video actually, or the audio needs time. See, because, okay, look, this is the video. Let's play it. I don't know if you'll be able to listen, because in Google Meets, I guess you cannot listen to it. Let's check. Based on the text, look at the video. Can you hear? No sound, but I can hear it, but I don't know what, it's always like that when it comes to using Google Meet. However, the voice is so clear. Okay, this is the video, as if someone is talking. Look at this. You have the information. This is a slide from the PDF and its explanation with the voice over. And this is not my voice. It's a very clear voice. Okay, so this is the video. It's very helpful for students and to could be presented in class and for you to explain as difficult, let's say, concepts in a visual way for the students. Okay, so this is also, you can rate it if it's a good or a bad video. Now, the last tool for today, I believe that I have taken a lot more time than the allotted time. I'm sorry for that. Is DFIT for teachers. You can go to app.dfit.me. Here, it asks you, what are you teaching? The language English, 5th grade. Align to, you put the standards, your curriculum or your standards. Let me say, for example, what could be, give me a topic, just robotics. This is a topic. I want to generate resources this time. You generate resources. I only put the title of the topic I'm teaching. It will generate resources related to this topic. Look, text, a ready-made worksheet you only need to print out with a picture, with the text, the summary of the text, vocabulary words that are related to the text with their meaning and definition with an example, multiple choice questions, short answer questions, and everything is already there, empty. They only need to fill in. Think and pair questions. It's prepared. Here, it needs a premium to complete them. But this is, so far, is fine. You can download it and you can modify the reading, you can change the activity, you can choose, you can change the class, the grade level. It could be kindergarten, it could be 11th grade and more, it depends. And here you will find it ready. You will find the everything ready. Okay, so these are some of the tools that I have learned and I like to share with you. 2 years back, I didn't have an idea about any of these tools, but because I really wanted to learn more and to improve my teaching strategies, I looked and started to learn. And I believe that our role as learners is that whenever we learn something, we should spread it. We should give it to other people who really need it. And this is the message, or this is the role of every teacher out there. We should not only learn and take everything to us, we should give this knowledge to other people. And I believe that I still don't know a lot of things, but I'm always looking and trying to update my skills and to learn more. Hope you enjoyed it. I know that you know some of the information, and I hope that I had added some beneficial information to your knowledge. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, I'm ready to answer, and hope you enjoyed it. By the way, Happy New Year. And it's very nice to have ended this year with an accomplishment like this and with such a fruitful and efficient workshop. Thank you again, Dr. BETKAR, for hosting me today.
Thank you. Just to continue our discussion, if anyone want to discuss, kindly unmute, please.
You're most welcome. I can see your messages on the box. Yes, Dr. Sawant.
Good evening, ma'am. And I think over there is a good afternoon for you. Good evening, Dr. BETKAR, sir, principal, sir. Wonderful presentation today. And really, we got sensitized with the AI. And it is a real wonderful time to listen to you. We are using AI, in a various ways, like what you said, like ChatGPT, Gamma I'm using, PI I'm using, and so many things, that Notes LM we are using. But the problem is, many of the time it happens that suppose I have done my some previous exercises with this various kinds of, AI tools. When I start using today again, so what is happening, it accept my prompt, whatever the prompt is, but it also carry forward the whatever the last time we have gone with, like especially in chat GPT, that considered, in this prompt also. So they start putting our name.
But just can you repeat the challenge?
Yeah. Many of the time it happens that, whatever the previous work we have done, exercises we have done with the chat GPT or something, when we give new prompt and we are not given any kind of different prompt, it collects the matter from the previous prompts and previous, exercises what we have done. And then we have to neutralize those sentences and take it out of sentences. Can we, can we reduce this kind of error?
You mean that ChatGPT repeats the same questions from a previous chat?
I was talking about my some medical terminologies before, and now I'm using some other context, other prompt I had given, but it carry forward those contexts also in this new presentation. So can we reduce this kind of error? Because again we have to remove those points.
You can simply delete the previous chat.
But I think I think it is not just a stored chats what we are having, but I think the chat GPT is so intelligent. It carry forward the previous knowledge also in the current. Yeah.
Can you still see my screen, or I stopped sharing? Where is the? Can you still see it? Okay. I will show you something that I have tried in using my ChatGPT. Let me the entire screen. Wait, ChatGPT. Okay, okay. So this is my ChatGPT. In the setting here, okay, there's something that you need to turn off, which means learning from previous experiences and sharing your information with others. Let me check it where it's directly. Okay, wait. Okay, see here in the settings, data controls. If you go to data controls, improve the model for everyone, you have to put it off. If you put it, if you will find it on in your ChatGPT. If you check it now, you will find it turned on. You have to turn it off. This means that it cannot use the previous information and cannot reveal it to anyone else and cannot use it to improve its answers. That's why I guess this is what's happening with you. So you have to turn this button off.
Okay, can you repeat where is that button exactly, where it is there?
Okay, you go to your name, to the settings here. Okay. When this opens, you go to data controls. This is the first button here. Improve the model for everyone. You put it off. You find it? I can't hear you. You're mute. You are on mute.
Yeah, I'm just working out on this.
Okay. You can also delete the chats if you want. It's up to you.
Keep it in back, because sometimes we may require it for the further references. So
Yeah.
usually I'm clearing my chats, but I will go with this. What you are saying is a very good thing.
Yes, in the setting, you go to data controls. Yes. On the left, down. On the left, down, there is your name. There should be your name.
No, I can't see my name over there.
Down, yes, down. Scroll down. On the left, on the bottom left of the page.
These are my all previous things. Over here, upgrade.
Yes, click on it. Click on it, your name.
Yes. Now I'm having log out, settings.
Settings, go to settings.
Oh, settings. Yes, I got settings now.
Data controls.
Okay, data control.
The first one, it's on, right? Which is improve the model for everyone.
I have to remove this blue color link. Oh, it's not working now.
So the improve the model should be off and not on.
Include your audio recording. Done. What we have to say? Done.
You have to make the button I asked you to off, not on.
The blue color is on. Now it is off.
Okay, that's it. But is it the same sentence, which is improve, use the data? Read the sentence, please, so as not to click another button.
Which one?
Data controls. What was the first sentence?
One sentence is improve the model for everyone. Off.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So usually what happens, when I'm preparing letter, if I'm putting my name, Dr. Panan Shukla, it means in the next letter, if I'm not giving prompt of my name also, it appears over there. So that is how it goes.
Yeah, hopefully this solves the problem.
Yeah. Definitely, I think it will go. Yeah.
Hopefully. Anything else? Any questions, Dr. BETKAR?
If anyone want to discuss, they can discuss. The problem of Dr. Anand Shukla sir is practically solved perfectly. It will not show the repeated information again. So she diagnosis and you treated it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Faten ma'am. It was a
one point I want to make. I think AI, what we are knowing is only 10% or maybe less than that. So it's really time to explore AI as much as possible. And unless and until practically we are not doing it, we cannot reach to this. So I think today you have done a practical demonstration. That is a wonderful thing. And today, along with you, I have also done the things, in one of previous lectures, we learned that I do, we do, and then he do. So I think we are done with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for attending, and Happy New Year to everyone. From Lebanon.
Thank you, Faten ma'am. It was a great learning from you, because you have did so much exercise for us by collecting the various apps which are useful in teaching learning, how every subject can be interactively imparted, and how these tools are useful to the teachers. So it's a great, and you also assured us to explain in few apps also, in few new apps for also in future. because every app requires 1 hour complete. So thank you for exertion, and thank you from my all participants, those who are enjoyed here and learned so many things right from the definition of AI. You have given a correct and useful apps for us, and is very great listening from you. And happy New Year. You have also chosen such date of 31st December from you, because that open we have allowed you that date. So thank you for utilizing this 31st in a best academic useful activity for us. In future, you will be here for new topic. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah. Goodbye.
Happy
Goodbye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year. Bye bye.
Bye.